And I'm back with the bit more of the tutorial. I've put the stitches on the back of the neck onto the needle, but I'm sewing up one shoulder on here, and I'm going to pick up the stitches for the neck. So I'm just doing a back stitch. I'll blow this up. I've just done a back stitch up to there, and the back stitches just keep going behind your stitch all the time. Coming to the end of that. And when you put your pieces together, make sure you get the right sides together. It is a pattern that's about the same on both sides, but mine, when I cast on, I have a right side. That's the right side of my cast on, and that's the wrong side. I can see a difference. I know which is the right side and which is the wrong side when I cast on. But anyway, back to this, finish this shoulder seam off. I'm going to wrap the wool around the needle about 3 times to secure it, and then cut it off. I've got my big scissors here instead of my little ones. They're not as good as the little one. So now you turn it, you want it the right way around, and as you can see, the stitch there, I've done the seam, and I am doing this using 2 needles, but straight needles, but you can do both shoulders. Sew both shoulders up and use a circular needle if you prefer that, but this is the way I prefer to do it. So I'm going to knit across all the stitches from the back. I think there's 36 stitches that I'm going to pick up. I'm just going to knit across those stitches. You're picking up the stitches from the right side. I'll pause that till I get to the end. The last few stitches here. And that's all the stitches from the neck. And I'm going to pick up the stitches down the front, and I would probably want to pick up about 25 or 26 stitches down the front, but I'll see that as I go along. It could be more, it could be less. So you might have a little gap between the, where you've done the shoulder seam. Just pick up a stitch near there to close that gap. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I go behind whole loop here when I pick the stitch up. So you'll see the two bits of the V of the stitch there. I go behind both when I pick up the stitch. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. When you get to where you are doing the shaping round the neck, you might have to go into different places for the stitch. $25, $26. That's 26 stitches I've picked up from the shoulder. I'll check that again to make sure, because I'm not sure whether I counted one of these stitches here. There's 36 here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. Those are the stitches for the back of the neck. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27. So I've actually picked up 27 stitches down that front, and now I'm going to knit the stitches from the center here. Then I'm going to knit those stitches from the holder. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So I'm going to knit those 18 stitches from that was on the holder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 17, that's 18. It's 18 from the holder. And now I'm going to pick the stitches up the other side, and I'm going to pick up 27 stitches up this side to match the other side. So you must have an even number for this, because the rib will be knit 2, purl 2. And I have quite a bit of a loose gap here, so I'm going to try and close that up a little bit. I'm picking one there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 17. So I have another 10 stitches to pick up, so I've got to make sure I get 10 out of that, what's left, to seem to match the other side, the 27. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's all the stitches for the neck. And now in the next row I'm going to knit 1 row, so you get a garter ridge. It'll be on the purl side, what would be the wrong side. You're going to knit, and then you'll get a purl ridge all along the edge, which is the edge of the neckband, and then you'll be knitting knit 2, purl 2 from there. So I'm going straight onto the knit row, and I'm using 3.25 needles, the same as what I did for the bottom and the cuffs of the sweater. So I'm just going to knit straight across this row, and as you can see, the stitches, that's that garter ridge that you get. That is the bottom of the rib. It separates the neck from the sweater. And I'll be back when I finish that row. So that's the that knit row, and you can see the garter row that's running across there. And now I'm going to do knit 2, purl 2, rib. I don't know how many rows I'm going to do, but I will let you know when I work out how many, because I think the neck is quite deep on this one, so I might do more rows than what I normally do. So I'm going to do knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and that's how I'm going to do the rib for the neck all the way across. And I will come back and let you know how many rows I've knitted when I get that far. Now, I've been casting off the stitches, and I'm casting off them 2 by 2 rib, the same as what I've been knitting in. And I've knit 11 rows, 12 rows including the 1 row of garter, and I'm casting off on the 12th row of rib. Move this out of the way, and so I'm casting off 2 knits, and 2 purl, two more knit, and casting off very loose. You don't want to pull the stitches tight when you're casting off, or you'll end up not being able to get it over your head. And the last few stitches, oops, missed a bit there. That's the last stitch. I cut the wool off, leave a little bit to sew down the seam. And what I do when I've done ribs like this, fold them and pull them together like that. And then you can see a better effect. I'll put it on the go down the video bit. And that's what it's going to look like when it's sewn up, but naturally that will be sewn up like that. So I made the neck just slightly a little bit higher than what I normally do on my sweaters, because I wanted to cover a little bit more of my neck to keep my neck warm. So that's the almost finished sweater. Just have to sew it up now, but that will be a video for another day. So thumbs up and subscribe, and bye for now.